The following is a Hoop Ball presentation.
Good morning and welcome to another episode of Hoop Ball's NBA DFS Today. This is your Wednesday, June 2nd edition, and I'm your host, Keith Cork. Riding solo today for you guys. It looks like Mike had something come up, so you just get me. Mike's keeping all of his awesome, amazing, game-winning picks to himself, so we'll have to hassle him later about that. But no, I'm excited, man. I get to roll with you guys on this rockin' 4-game slate for Wednesday, June 2nd. And before I get started here, I just wanted to give a shout out to our guys over there at MyBookie. It's simply the best sports book around. It has a full-fledged casino platform, and any sports bet that you can think of, you can make. It's got live dealers also. So if you sign up and enter the promo code HOOPBALL, HOOPBALL, you get your first deposit matched halfway up to your first $1,000. That means if you put in $1,000, guys, you get 500. It's a great deal. Go do it. I've been playing MyBookie for a while now, and yeah, it's awesome. They've always got everything I want on there, and even those live casino games. So it's a lot of fun. Go do it and use that promo code. But yeah, let's go ahead and get down to it, guys. We've got a 4-game slate here. NBA playoff action. I know we've got a lot of the top guys really popping off and getting a lot of usage and getting a lot of minutes here, and that's likely to continue. You know, we're going to see the top dogs getting pretty much all the usage funneled to them as these teams try to compete and win these games. I mean, this is the pinnacle of NBA basketball. So first game on the slate, we've got Washington Wizards, and they're at the Philadelphia 76ers. In an elimination game, no less. It's got a 229.5 total, and we've got the Sixers favored by 6.5 points. For an injury report, for the Sixers, we have Seth Curry is probable. Joel Embiid is doubtful, and that's a big one, guys. We definitely want to take advantage of one of their highest usage players being out in this one. So Joel Embiid is doubtful. George Hill is also probable. So George Hill and Seth Curry most likely in. On the Wizards side of the ball, we've got Davis Bertans. Bertans is out. I'm saying he's going to be out for an extended period of time, I believe I read. We've also got Russell Westbrook marked as available for some reason, so he'll be in. He'll be playing, which is great because they're definitely going to need him if they have any hope here to stay in the NBA playoffs. But yeah, Davis Bertans being out is a big deal too. But we'll talk about that in a minute here. Actually, we'll talk about it right now. So without Davis Bertans, yeah, I mean every single one of the Wings players on the Wizards gets a bump. The guy that I like the most is going to be Rui Hachimura. He's coming out of $4,800 salary on DraftKings, and you know he just had an excellent game in the last one, and I think he can probably keep that ball rolling. I don't think it's really going to be unheard of, and the Wizards really just need somebody to spot up and shoot from behind the arc. So he's going to get a lot of 3-point attempts in this game. He had 45.75. DraftKings points in the last matchup in 42 minutes, actually, which is a lot. He actually took six shot attempts from deep, which is twice as many as he's seen in the previous game. So he was going to get those 3-point shots. If he can hit those, he's going to hit the value there for you. And if he can, replicate his 13 rebound effort from the last game, and he's going to surpass it. So I love Rui. Probably going to be one of my top plays. I'm going to have a lot of them. So Rui Hachimura there. I love him. Obviously, Russell Westbrook's on here for me, 11-4. Just a guy that's capable of 70, 80, DK points. I mean, it's a tough matchup for him. I'm fading him, guys. I'm telling you right now. You don't want to do that. I get it. Totally on you. Whatever you want to do, obviously. But it's just a rough matchup for him. He's been playing better, but he's still going to get that Ben Simmons treatment. And seemed like the Sixers had already kind of assumed they were going to win the last game, and I think in this one they come out a little bit more motivated. So I don't really like Russ Westbrook too much. I'm fading him myself, but I understand if you're going in a different direction. The other guy I'm going to add on the Wizards I really like is Daniel Gafford. I love him here because he got the start in the last one. They won the game. I don't imagine them changing that up at all. I think Gafford's going to get the start again. He got yanked early in that last one because he got in foul trouble. Obviously, I mean he's up against Joel Embiid. He's gotten foul trouble, but there's no Embiid here, so we don't have to worry about that foul trouble. And he still managed 29 DK points. Got 26 minutes. I mean, that's more than he seemed to be about capped around 20 minutes. He's been getting 20 to 22 minutes last 4 or 5 games. So getting 26 minutes, I'm thinking he could even top 30 here if he's playing well. I know Robin Lopez had that big game. Am I chasing it? No, I am I'm a truther when it comes to Robin Lopez. I like Robin Lopez's game. I do like him a lot. I like him as a person. He's a funny guy. But it does feel like a little bit like chasing if we're going to play Robin Lopez here. If you want to go there, I can't fault you. Daniel Gafford's 4,700 and Robin Lopez is 3,100. So obviously, if you need that extra salary, it's an okay choice, just not for me. So moving on to the Sixers side of the ball. Got to start with my man, Ben Simmons. Ben Simmons at 8,100. No Joel Embiid in this game. Did some math here. He's averaging more points, more rebounds. I can tell you exactly the numbers, actually. 1.2 more points, 0.8 more rebounds, 1.9 more shot attempts, and 0.7 more free throw attempts in the 13 games during the season when he played. 16 games during the season when Embiid was out. So if all that holds true, and this is the playoffs, so again, the top dogs, they get more, so I'm expecting those to be even inflated. He's going to surpass that value at 8,100. I mean, he's cheaper than some of the other guys on the slate around that same price point. He's going to get the usage. So I love Ben Simmons, probably my top tier play, but we'll say that to the end. But yeah, I'm on Ben Simmons for sure, 100%. Tobias Harris, 7,800. I love him in this series. I've loved him the whole time in this series. Is 7,800 a high price point? It is. If you're trying to fit one of those guys like a Russell Westbrook or a Doncic into your lineups, you're probably not going to be able to get Tobias Harris in there. But if you're going to go with a build similar to what mine's going to be, you're probably going to want some Tobias Harris because he's one of those middle to high range guys that's going to pretty much guaranteed put up a big game. Nobody on the Wizards can guard him. That's the thing. There's no wing defenders that can guard him. I mean, Davis Bertans is out, so they're playing Rui Hachimura a lot. I still, that doesn't scare me at all. So 7,800 for Tobias Harris. I'm definitely going to go there. And then, of course, we got to round this out with some Dwight Howard at 4,300. This is obvious. No Joel Embiid. Dwight Howard's probably going to see 20, 25 minutes. He's just a point per minute monster. I'm actually going to see what he got in the last one, but yeah, I mean, he's just on obvious play here. And he's up against a team that really can't guard the center position. He only got 14 minutes in that last game. I'm expecting him to get up to 20, probably closer to 25 here. So. But yeah, the Wizards can't guard the center position worth a lick. I mean, he's going to get boards. He's going to get blocks. He's going to get points, hopefully, get to the free throw line a bunch and probably miss a bunch. But 4,300, you can't really beat that. I think he's going to be really highly owned, so keep that in mind. You might want to pivot off of him if you are not feeling it, and especially if you're in a GPP, you want a little bit of a contrarian approach. Fading Dwight Howard would be something you can think of. But there's not a lot of guys in that price range that are looking like home runs, and he's looking like a home run to me. So anyways, moving on. We got the Atlanta Hawks at the New York Knicks. And this is a 208 game total. And the Knicks are favored by 1.5 points. That's at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Sorry, the last game was at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I think I skipped over that. But anyways, Hawks and Knicks for the injury report. For the Hawks, we have DeAndre Hunter is probable, and Cam Reddish and Brandon Goodwin are still out, so not coming back. Knicks list, Mitchell Robinson is out, but everyone else is healthy, so pretty much all healthy there. And man, I wish they would get Rich Robinson back at some point. That'd be kind of interesting, wouldn't it? But it doesn't look like they're going to have him here, and they're staring down the barrel of a elimination game, and so we'll see how this goes. I'm not sure who I pick in this game. It's been a really good series. I hope you guys have been watching. I've just definitely been catching it here and there. I was talking to some Knicks fans before about how I basically think the Knicks are just a better than an average team that is overperforming. They're performing better than anyone expected, and there's no shame at all in that. I saw a tweet that said there's no shame in that. There is no shame at all in that. I think the Hawks are just a better team, so my money's on the Hawks here, but who knows? Knicks are favorites. So, but anyways, for the Hawks, I have Trae Young, 8,900. Trae's just been eating these guys, been toasting them. He didn't need to score a whole lot in the last games, but he scored 27 in the last game. The game before that, he scored 21. I was thinking of the game before that, but he's still scoring, easily in the 40s for DK points, 44.75 in the last two. Capable of that 50 to 60 point upside, just like those other guys. Doncic and Westbrook, you're paying almost $2,000 more for those guys, and they might end up scoring exactly the same as Trae Young. So yeah, I'm a fan of Trae Young. I don't think I go to him a whole ton here. I just don't know if I land on him a whole bunch, but if you do, no problem. I mean, I'll take Trey Day any day. The other guy I'm looking at on the Hawks side is Bogdan Bogdanovic, 6,700. This guy is another guy that's been really heavily relied on the offensive end, and just been cooking this backcourt of the Knicks. That's where I typically try to attack the Knicks, is in their backcourt. They're pretty stout defensive team, but Bogey's put up 36 and 32.5 DK points, and then 35 DK points one before that. He's got 40-point upside, so I like me some Bogey at 6,700. Don't know if I landed him a whole lot. This isn't a game that I'm really too excited about. You saw that game total, or you heard that game total I talked about before, 208. One of the, I think it is the lowest one on the slate. So, I just don't find this game, myself gravitating towards this game a whole lot. But if I do, I like playing those two guys, Trae Young and Bogdan Bogdanovic. On the Knicks side, you got to look at Julius Randle. Always got to look at him. Seems to have kind of snapped out of the slump here. He's only at 9K for this, so he can easily surpass that. We saw what he did during the regular season. I'm not one to say that it was a fluke at all. I think he's a very talented player. I think he's got that offensive potential. I mean, he scored 50 DK points in this last game of this matchup, and he only shot 36.8%. From the field. So, and before that, he shot 13.3%. I was just looking at his game log here. It's he's got that potential. You don't really want to get too caught up on looking at the game logs here. And this is one of the fantastic cases. I mean, if someone doesn't really know anything about basketball and they just look at this, they go, "Oh, this guy's not very good." You've been watching all year. You've seen what this guy can do. He's gonna have a lot of usage. He's going to get a lot of points. He's going to get a lot of rebounds. He can easily surpass his value there at 9K. So he's a good contrarian pick here for some GPPs. I think you can probably load up on him and see some pretty relatively low usage, I believe. The other guy I'm looking at on the Knicks, which is a guy I'm always looking at on the Knicks, is Derrick Rose, 7,300. As the price point's a little bit high there, so this is something I would only go towards in the GPP. So I'm probably only playing Knicks in a GPP. But Derrick Rose at 7,300. I think the Knicks just simply need him to perform. They need him on the offensive side of the ball. So I don't mind spending that premium price because he's got that 25 to 30 real life point potential. Still waiting for that. I think I called 32 points the other day. He hasn't hit that yet, but he's gotten close, and so I'm hoping he does in this one if I'm rostering him. But probably not going to gravitate towards either of these teams too much, but I do like those four guys. Anyways, moving on to the third game of the night. Memphis Grizzlies at Utah Jazz, and this is a 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time start time. And it's a 224.5 game total, and the Jazz are favored by 9.5. And for the injury report, we've got, for the Grizzlies, it looks like everybody's healthy. And the same thing for the Jazz. So it looks like we're going to have both teams going all out. I mean, Sean McDermott's out for the Grizzlies, but we don't really care about that. So two healthy teams. It's been a pretty good series. It's been competitive. I think the Grizzlies have really opened some eyes. If you've been watching the Grizzlies all year, it's a pretty good team, and they did give the Jazz, plenty of worry here. But this is another case where I think the Jazz have really woken up, and I think that the Jazz probably win this and close this one out and move along with their lives. But Grizzlies could surprise me. I mean, they only lost by 7 points last game. So anyways, on the Grizzlies side of the ball, for DFS purposes, I do like me some Ja Morant at 8,600. Now, if you're asking me between Ja Morant and Trae Young, who am I going with? I'm probably going to gravitate towards Trae Young. I know Ja had some huge games, and he's also a little cheaper at 8,600. But I just feel like Trae Young is in a better position against the Knicks squad to perform. Ja did have 51 and 41.25 in the last 2 games. He also had 61.5 in the game before that. You've got Donovan Mitchell coming back healthy. I think he's pretty much fully played 35 minutes in that last one. I think if he needs to go 40 minutes, he can probably go 40 minutes. And the Jazz are just a stout defensive team. So are the Knicks, but I don't know. I just I'm trying not to say I don't buy into John Morant, because I do. I think he's a fantastic young player. I think he's going to be really great. He shot 38.1% from the field last game and still scored 51 DK points. But I don't know. I think I picked Trae Young over there. If you want to disagree with me, feel free with it. Feel free. You might be right. You might be right. If Mike was on, maybe we put a little wager on it. I don't know if he's on the Ja side or the Trae Young side. We might be in agreement. I'm not sure. But anyways, moving on. I also like Dylan Brooks at 6,600. This guy. We all know he's a volume shooter. He's been getting that volume. He's a much better player in real life than he is for fantasy purposes. So I don't think I landed him a whole ton. He can be inefficient and he can get in foul trouble very easily. He had 4 personal fouls in the last one. He fouled out in the game before, 5 in the one before that. So you're cutting into some minutes there. You only had 28 minutes in that game on the 26th, and then he had 33 and 37 in the last 2 games. So. If you can't, you have to be able to rely on a guy to get 35 plus minutes, and I don't know if I can necessarily do it with Dylan Brooks. So, I'm probably not going to land on him a whole lot, but I think he's a really solid choice in a GPP, because he has that 50 point DK point upside. He's getting up to. Every other game, he's getting up 25 plus shots. He's getting 20. He had 26 shots in game on the game on the 23rd, and then he had 14 shots, then 24, and then 15. So if that pattern holds true, he's going to go up for 24 to 26 shot attempts again. And if he hits half of those, oh my gosh, you're really cooking. So I think he's an excellent GPP play. I probably stay away from him in cash games unless you land on him for some reason. I mean, there's obviously not a whole ton of options out there. It's just a 4-game slate, but yeah, he's going to get that volume. He's going to get some usage, and if he's really energized by his defense. So if he's performing in that end of the ball, he'll be performing on the offensive end as well. So don't mind him. Probably not going to land him a whole lot. And the last guy here I really like is Grayson Allen, 3,800. I said it last week. This guy's getting minutes. I mean, you're not going to find another guy on this site that's in that price range that's getting 30 minutes a night reliably. Grayson Allen got 29 and 30 minutes in the last 2 games. So he's at 3,800. That's going to save you some salary. I mean, if you don't need to go there, don't go there. There's probably some better guys over there in the 4,300 to 4,600, 4,800 range. And if you can afford those guys, by all means, please go there. But no, Grayson Allen at 3,800. If you need that salary saved, that's my option for you. That's the one to go to. We just need him to get. I think he shot 5 for 8 from threes a couple of games ago. We need him to shoot like that if we are going to play him, so he can really surpass his value. On the Jazz side of the ball, I'll take some Donovan Mitchell at 8,200. This is actually, I love this play. I love 8,200 for Donovan Mitchell. I mean, it's a discount for this guy. It's the playoffs. We're getting playoff Spida here, and this dude's healthy now. I mean, like I said, he played 35 minutes in the last one. He hasn't shot particularly well, so you just think a huge game's just kind of like on the horizon. I don't know if it's going to be in this series. I don't know if it's going to be in the next series. But he's healthy now, and he's the main guy that makes their offense go. So 8,200 for Donovan Mitchell. I'll go there for sure. He's getting to the line a whole bunch the last couple of games also, which I really love. That means he's feeling really confident in that. I think it was his ankle was his problem. He's just really feeling confident and really attacking the basket. The other guy I like on the Jazz is Rudy Gobert, the Stifle Tower himself at 8,000. Love this guy in this matchup. Price is a little bit up there. So he's not somebody I'm necessarily gravitating towards a whole lot, but he is somebody that I'm going to keep in my player pool at 8K. He just, typically he can chew up this Grizzlies defense, chew up Jonas Valanciunas. So I like some Rudy Gobert at 8K. Second here. Okay, moving on. Let's go to the last game of the night, the 4th game. It is the Dallas Mavericks at the Los Angeles Clippers at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, start time. And we've got a 217 game total here, and the Clippers are favored by 7 points. Yeah, this has been an interesting series. It's been an interesting series. I expect, the Mavericks just look like absolute garbage the last the last game. So I expect a bounce back game here from the Mavericks. I mean, it's tied up, and we'll see. This is a very pivotal game for both teams. Man, this is one where you expect both of the stars on both teams to really fall out. The game total is a little bit lower than the other two. I find myself stacking Washington Wizards and Philadelphia 76ers a lot, and I find myself stacking Grizzlies and Utah Jazz a lot. I think all the games on this slate are going to be competitive. It's going to be a good night of basketball, folks. So I'm excited as a basketball fan. I hope you guys are. But yeah, I'm not really necessarily gravitating towards this game a whole heck of a lot, just because the Clippers have great defense. I don't know if I can trust the Mavericks up against that great defense. On the other side of the ball, outside of Kawhi and Paul George, who on the Clippers can I trust? So, but anyways, we'll get there. Let's see. For the injury report, we've got, for the Mavericks, we've got Luka Doncic is probable, Maxi Kleber is probable, and then for the Clippers, we have Serge Ibaka is doubtful. So, pretty much all healthy. I'm sure the Clippers would love to have Serge, but it's not necessarily really. They're doing fine without him at this point, so no big deal. But anyways, on the Mavs side of the ball, I can't rule out Luka Doncic at 10-8. If it's between Luka and Westbrook, I'm going to probably go Luka. That's just my personal preference. If you want to go the other way, I totally get it. But both those guys are, I've said it before, capable of 70 to 80 point DK point outings, and it's a rough defense here, and I think the last game really proved it. The whole team really just struggled. It was just an awful game. I pretty much turned it off. I think the start of the third quarter or halfway through the third quarter, it just was bad. I mean, he only scored 36 DK points. He only played 36 minutes. But before that, he scored 71.75 and 61.25 DK points against the same team, and then 71.5 in the game before that. So, in game one. So, 70-point upside. I mean, you always have to keep an eye on him. You always have to keep him in your play pool, I think. And like I said, if I'm going between him or Westbrook, I'm going to go with Doncic. But I just don't think I'm going to go with a stud. I think I'm going to go studless. I don't know if I'm being an idiot there. Maybe I am. Take my money then. Let's all play the game. But no, I like him at 10-8. And the other guy I like on the Mavericks, Maxi Kleber. And the reason I love Maxi Kleber, this is another guy. 4,300 is his salary, and this is another guy that is just getting 32 minutes. He got last game 35, 34, 36. So he's playing minutes in the mid 30s reliably. Does he get a whole bunch of usage? No, he doesn't. He only had 11.25 DK points in the last one. But before that, he scored reliably in the mid 20s. He's just reliable. He's priced fairly. I don't know if there's anyone else that's in that price range that I like as much as Kleber. So that's why he's in my player pool. I think he's just there as filler. If I need to save some salary. So. There's a value play for you guys. The other reason I really like Kleber is just Porzingis has been absolutely struggling. He only got 28 minutes in the last one. They were sitting him quite a bit in that first half. I'm not sure exactly what was going on there because he was scoring awesome, but everyone's just kind of ragging on this guy. Kristaps Porzingis is just getting ragged on, so I'm fading that guy. I'm not playing him. I don't know if he's going to get 35 plus minutes. He hasn't gotten it yet in the last 3 games. He's only gotten 32, 34, 28. So yeah, I can't play Porzingis. So that's another reason I'm gravitating towards Maxi Kleber. For the Clippers, I already mentioned them, but Kawhi Leonard at 9,600 and Paul George at 8,800. Always got to stay in your player pool. Big game for these guys. I don't know. I think these are probably guys that I'd prefer over others around the same price. Which one am I going to go with? I mean, I'm probably going to go with Kawhi. He's the more reliable in my opinion. But Paul George, I think, makes for an excellent GPP play. I think there's at 8,800. I mean, I think he can put up monster games. And he a lot of people give him crap. And a lot of people have been defending him on Twitter and whatnot. So it's been interesting to see. But this guy scored 46.25 and 55 DK points in the 2 games before the last one. The last one he only had 35.75, but they still won. So, and it was a blowout. So you can't really blame him. I mean, he's getting over 40 minutes. When he's needed, he's getting 40 plus minutes. And Paul George at 8,800, I don't mind going there at all. But like I said, I probably lean Kawhi. They're pretty much the same price. I mean, Kawhi is a little bit under. He's $800 more. So Have to take that into consideration. The other guy I'm going to add over here on the Clipper side is Marcus Morris Sr. at 4,600. Just love this guy's game, and I love his spot here and his opportunity to score. Really stretching that defense and getting out there. If it comes down to it between Marcus Morris and Maxi Kleber, who do I lean towards? Good question. Just thought about that actually, but no, I probably lean towards Kleber. I don't know if I can trust Marcus Morris Sr. to put up 30-ish points. I think maybe Kleber can get there. I don't know. They're about the same. It's pretty apples to apples, honestly. But no, Marcus Morris Sr. He had 22.5 DK points in the last one, 20.75 and the one before that. He had the last 4 games, he's had 33, 25, 34, 29 minutes. So, capable of getting 30 plus minutes. I guess if you had to say a reasoning for me choosing Kleber over Marcus Morris Sr., I would go with Kleber because he's reliably getting over 30 minutes, and Marcus Morris maybe not. He did foul out in that one game. That's why his minutes were only 25 minutes, and then there was a blowout. So, I don't know. I have to waffle about that to think about it a little bit more. But anyways, that is the last game. It's kind of awkward talking to myself. I feel like a crazy person, but no, I'm happy I could be with you all. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you can like, subscribe, drop us a comment, let us know how we did, let me know how I did. Tell me, hey, put a comment in there that says, hey, Keith sucks, don't ever let him host again, even in an emergency, because he's awful and he's terrible. No, don't do that, please don't do that. Tell them that I'm awesome and I deserve to run this whole division. No, don't tell them that either. Anyways, that's the last game. I'm going to stop rambling. I'm going to give you guys my player tiers, and since it's just me, I'm going to give you you know what? No, that's not a good idea. I'm just going to give you one for each. I'm going to give you one for each, and if you want to get the rest of them, you guys sign up for the DFS Pass with Hoopball. If you guys are listening every day to this podcast and you haven't signed up for it yet, the DFS Pass is cheap, and it gets you all these plays. It gets you access to our Discord. It gets you access to the experts directly. You're missing out. You're dropping the ball if you're not signed up for it. I know it's the end of the season, but you can sign up for it, and then, sign up again next season. Sign up for it now. Just see what it's like. Give it a trial. Come join us. Come talk to us. Come hang out. We have a good time. So, anyways, get the DFS Pass. I'm going to give you guys some player tiers here. For my expensive tier, I am going to go with Donovan Mitchell, 8,200. He's back full swing, played 35 minutes in the last game. If he needs to play 40, I think he could. He dropped 49.5 DK points in the last one. He only shot 36.4% from the field. So just feels like there's a lot of meat in the bone there, that deflated price point. So I like Donovan Mitchell at 8,200 as my expensive tier option. He's not even that expensive. So as a mid-tier option, this is guys under 8K. I am going to go with my guy. I'm going to go with Tobias Harris. And, all the reasons, no Joel Embiid in this one. So he's going to get some additional usage. On top of that additional usage, he's just been tearing up this team, man. Just watch the games. There's no one that can guard him on the Wizards squad. So I love it. I love Tobias Harris at 7,800. He's my mid-tier play for you guys. And then for a value tier, should I go the easy route? No, I'm going to go, I'll go the easy route, sure. Dwight Howard, 4,300. This one's a bit just too obvious. He's likely in line for 20 to 25 minutes. He's probably my favorite play on the slate just because he allows you to, get other guys in your lineups, and obviously you can play the double center lineup if you need to. And, the other team's just not very good against the center position. So, I don't know. Maybe they don't play Dwight Howard 20, 25 minutes. I'm thinking they do. And for DFS purposes, this guy's a permanent monster. So just fire him up. Don't look back. Dwight Howard at 4,300 is my value play of the night. And that's it, folks. That is all I got for you. I hope you enjoyed it. Hope you had fun. Like I said, please like, subscribe, join us with the DFS Pass. And let's go win some money.
This has been a Hoop Ball presentation.